advices that you get are so specific, right? Do this, blah, 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 blah. Instead, I want to give you 5 very vague suggestions on how to do a healthy living and healthy eating. These 5 tips are based on energetic, loving perspective that would be good to introduce into our healthy living. If like 200 years ago you would tell someone, oh, you gotta wash your hands or you gotta wash your vegetables before you eat them, you'd be like, what? Why are you saying that? Why would I wash it except to get rid of the dirt, right? Then Louis Pasteur came in like middle of 19th century. He's like, hey, there are these really tiny little particles called germs and they make you sick. And when you eat when you eat something that has been contaminated with this, you get this fever, that fever, blah, blah, blah. Germ theory was born. I think right now we are at the beginning of a new era, the energy era, where these are also very invisible particles, whatever the vibration of certain things is, as opposed to vibration of your body, right? It's invisible, but it doesn't mean it's not existing. And there are scientists who are really researching into that field right now. My first tip is bless your food before you eat. And this is not just like a religious, spiritual perspective, but when you look at it from energetic perspective, from vibrational perspective, it makes total sense. All you do when you bless your food, whether out loud with a simple mantra or just inside yourself and kind of send out a vibration towards your food, you are aligning the food that comes from who knows where, right? And who knows how it's been handled and who knows what kind of anger has been put in there while it was transporting. And you are aligning this food with your energy, right? So you are preparing your body and the food to be assimilated properly. It also then leads to eating more consciously, which is really, really nice. So just imagine that perspective as opposed to these health freaks that look at food as like, oh, this is wrong, I can't have that, a very negative vibe that's going into this food. And what happens then, you are infusing more negativity in your body. The food is not assimilated, it turns to fat. Every food is a blessing that's been given to us by God. And we need to look at it and be grateful for whatever we get, right? We shouldn't just bless like the beautiful things. We should bless anything. A Snickers bar or a kale salad. Okay, point number 2. Establish a loving approach to yourself and to your body. We shouldn't just strive for the perfect body that someone showed us on a picture in advertising. We should just try to make tiny little steps to make our body better and feel better and be more loving to it. Because after all, who's gonna love this body if you are not going to love the body? If you are just going to approach it as something to be punished, as something to be controlled, as something to be put into some kind of constraints. This is how we talk to our body, and then we wonder why we live in such a world, because we can't even imagine loving ourselves and accepting ourselves. There are lots of times students are not able to do the poses that they are supposed to do or whatever is prescribed in a perfect yoga pose, and that is not the point. The point is to attempt something different with your body. Instead of sitting all day long, attempt to go into a cobra pose or attempt to go into forward bend. It makes a huge difference. When you treat body and try to constrain it all the time, the body goes on a kind of a temper tantrum. Goes on a temper tantrum. I can't say it. And either starts gaining weight or starts asking for things that will make it feel better where it doesn't feel those constraints all the time, and it wants something where it can feel a little love. So sugar, opiates are just type of things that the body starts craving, and then they become habit. Very simple way to do this is to kind of bring in more love and appreciate the body you have right now at this moment. Right away, everything goes off. The same way it is with stretching, right? When you, and I tell this to students all the time, when you try to stretch and push yourself into a stretch, your body tenses up. It's like it doesn't trust you. It's like, hey, you think you're gonna do this, tenses up, then you rip something. When you start having conversation with the body and only go until the body starts warning you, hey, hold on, this is too much of a stretch for me, and you pull back, and then you go again, and you play with it, the body relaxes automatically. Point number 3, connect with your inner strength instead of creating a buffer in your sensitive areas. Lots of times, the extra weight that we carry is sort of a buffer of the stress we feel. Some people carry a lot of tension in their shoulders, some people in their hips. Carrying stress in the shoulders, it's sort of like you're waiting for attack. So you're always on the defensive. When you carry your buffer in your hips, for lots of women, it's really a protective energy. So you feel that you need to protect more. And it's just a buffer. It's not actually protecting you from anything, right? When you switch the mindset and start connecting with your inner strength, imagine that you don't need the buffer. You can let go of the buffer and imagine the strength in your spine and the strength in your core. And then relax. Nothing is going to happen if you let go of control in those areas, because you are strong on the inside. That's where your strength lies. 4 point. It's very vague, one of the vaguest ones. Your hands get dirty and you come home and you wash your hands with soap. Your mind as well gets dirty, either by what other people tell you, like the criticism that you hear. It can also get polluted by what you see and what you experience. It can get polluted, and that's like some of the deepest pollution. It's what we say to others and how we treat others. Might not even consciously realize it, but our soul registers it and it stays inside, and that's polluting the mind. So there are many different ways to clear the mind as meditation, but you can watch any meditation and it will help you do this, especially using the sacred sound and mantra. But one simple way to do it is to accentuate the positive. And we're going to do that in my detox program. Last, 5th vague point. And that has something to do with eating and something to do with listening to the body. The body knows what it wants. There is also a distinction between body asking you for something that nutritionally needs and something that is addictive to. So when body nutritionally needs something, it's like, oh my gosh, that sand just looks so good. Like, did you ever have a craving to eat sand? Some people do. Or, oh my gosh, this okra just looks so good, and you're like, why am I so... When your body is asking for something that is addictive to, it's almost like a fidgeting feeling, it's like, it's unconscious almost. And it like shuts your brain completely and makes you eat that. Did you ever notice that? Like, you're like, oh no, I don't want to eat that. Next second. So I'm not talking about the addictive kind of wanting, but the wanting of the true nutrients. Here is a very good way to train the body to eat the right nutrients. So once in a month, you go to supermarket, farmer's market, whatever, and just pick as many vegetables, fruits, or whatever you crave and desire. And then you come home and you taste them. You don't have to eat the whole thing, you don't have to cook it, but you taste it, But your body gets the experience of that food and see if it's the right fit or not. And then if it's the right fit, it will ask for it later. And it will know what to ask for, right? It will know that it needs to ask for spinach because it needs iron. Or it will straight say, hey, I want iron. Go get that juice. There is like a juice for iron. And you'll go and get it. But you have to have an experience of that before. So expose yourself of as much food as you possibly can.